Twitter is trying to make NFTs fetch. I'm Natalie Brunell for Bitcoin Magazine, and if you logged onto Twitter lately, you probably saw an announcement that Twitter is rolling out access to NFT profile pictures for its users. Some accounts are already sporting avatars shaped like a hexagon of NFT images, which are part of a verified collection on the largest marketplace for NFTs, OpenSea. Now, the integration is currently only available to members of the social media company's subscription service, Twitter Blue, and already people, especially Bitcoiners, are coming out with criticisms against it. That includes Tesla CEO Elon Musk. Elon shared this photo of Twitter's NFT announcement saying, "This is annoying," and adding below it, Twitter is spending engineering resources on this BS while crypto scammers are throwing a spam bot block party in every thread. Musk is touching on a major problem in the space that Michael Saylor has also been very vocal about: fake accounts impersonating Musk and Saylor and other notable figures to promote crypto giveaways, ultimately stealing millions of dollars from unsuspecting victims. In 2020, one Musk impersonator stole $2 million. And as for Michael Saylor, if you follow him, you know he is constantly being impersonated on Twitter, YouTube, and beyond. Recently, one person even stole $1 million in Bitcoin from someone who bought into the scam. Now, Saylor responded to Elon's tweet saying, quote, "Twitter can solve the problem of scammers and spam bots if they allow real humans to post about 50,000 sats, 20 US dollars, via Lightning and get verified with an orange check. Then we can limit comments, DMs to verified accounts. Bad actors forfeit their security deposit, and Twitter monetizes malice." Now, Saylor discussed this idea and the concept of using Bitcoin to create cybersecurity deposits attached to real accounts to get verified in minutes for a few dollars and prevent spamming and scam accounts. Here's an important clip from that hour-long discussion on Twitter Spaces.
Bitcoin is the solution.
Yeah, Bitcoin is the solution. This is the really big idea, right? A lot of times people fixate on Bitcoin as Bitcoin is an inflation hedge. Okay, that's your Bitcoin is digital property. Bitcoin is cryptocurrency. Well, that's Bitcoin is digital money or digital currency. But I just want to move the conversation forward to the next thing, which is Bitcoin is digital energy, and it's the solution to cleaning up cyberspace and also creating the next generation of killer applications. So what are we going to do here? Well, the solution is to add a layer of digital energy over the existing internet, right? Because the existing internet is a very thick layer of digital information, digital music, digital communication, digital maps, digital video. This is digital information, but there's no digital energy over it. And Bitcoin is digital energy. And so that means Bitcoin introduces truth and consequence into cyberspace. And that's the big idea. We can introduce consequences and trust into cyberspace. And I think you want the best example. Let's come back to our Twitter, right? Here's my pet peeve, right? Here's the question. How many people on Twitter would like to get verified, Eric?
I would imagine most, except for those that are some version of anti-establishment.
Yeah, and let's say it this way. What if I could verify you, but you didn't have to dox yourself?
Yeah, that's the problem with it, right? There's no verification with anonymity.
And so what everybody wants is they want the privilege of verification, but they don't want to be doxed. And how long does it take to get verified? Well, I can tell you, I tried to get verified on Instagram, and I had 1 million followers on Twitter. It took me like 6 weeks to get verified on Instagram. It's very painful. I think the black market rate for a blue check is like $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. People will pay.
You didn't pay 20 grand for a blue check, did you?
I did not.
Okay.
I did not. I pulled lots of strings, but I did not.
Okay. Good.
But here's the big idea. What if Twitter introduced an orange check? And what you do is, what if anybody could basically download a Lightning wallet, put 100,000 Satoshis, which is like $47, and we can make it 50,000 Satoshis or 10,000 Satoshis. It could be any meaningful amount of money between $5 and $100. Let's say 100,000 sats. 100,000 sats in a Lightning wallet, you go to Twitter, and instead of sending it as a tip, you actually just post it as a security deposit, and Twitter, 15 seconds later, gives you an orange check. No docs. Yeah, you don't have to, no credit card, no real name. All I'm doing is I'm just putting on deposit the equivalent of like $40 worth of Bitcoin.
You're posting an insurance policy that says you're going to behave in a civil manner.
Yeah, like putting your credit card behind a bar or a credit card behind a bar, or giving a credit card to check in a hotel room or to rent a car. But here I'm posting a security deposit. Now, Twitter just throws a switch, and instead of saying only your followers can post on your tweets, now you could set a little button where you say only people that are verified with orange checks can post on my tweets. Like a little orange check.
Yeah.
You want to DM me? You have to have an orange check. You want to join a Spaces? You have to have an orange check. If you want to like what I said, you got to have an orange check, right? You could simply clean the feed by saying orange check. You could say orange check and blue check too, but the truth is I'd rather have orange check because blue checks get hijacked sometimes. Okay, so now you basically put an orange check. You have to be cloaked in a cloak of orange energy in order to engage on the platform. Now, what happens next? Well, if you violate the rules of the platform, maybe by doxing me, or maybe by trying to phish, maybe you try to attack me with a phishing attack, and you post a phishing URL underneath a post of mine, and I report it. Mm-hmm. What happens right now when you report a bad tweet on Twitter?
Nothing that I can tell. Maybe. Yeah, it's like maybe something, but it doesn't seem like much of anything.
There's no punishment. I mean, maybe the worst case is after you get reported 3,700 times, you lose your account. The other day I sat and I tried to read my DMs, and so I spent 15 minutes deleting junk messages from bots. It took me 15 minutes of my life. The consequences for them? Nothing. Consequences for me? 15 minutes lost. So the current situation is the human being has to pay in their life and time energy in order to try to do something good, and the malefactor doesn't suffer. But if we just flip this thing to orange check, then when you get reported, if you lose the account, you forfeit your security deposit, and there goes your 100,000 Satoshis.
Right, which an individual might be willing to do, but it certainly eliminates kind of a bot mentality where they might be doing this many millions of times. They're not going to lose, even if it was like $1 worth of sats, they're not going to lose $1 million worth of sats to be annoying.
Yeah, the consequence for an individual are, well, you have to post $20 once every year or once every decade in order to get full privileges and get verified. And look, if you get into my DMs and try to phishing attack me, or you threaten me in a hostile fashion, and I report you, then maybe you deserve to get maybe a small fine or 1,000 sats or 10,000 or 100,000 or whatever, or lose your privileges, right? The platform already has the protocol. That is to say, Twitter and YouTube already have protocols for taking down malicious accounts. That's not the problem. The problem is there are no economic consequences when they get taken down. So if you post this orange check security deposit, now blocking, reporting, losing your account has economic consequences. It's the same as saying we're bringing civil liability into cyberspace.
I highly recommend you check out the full conversation. And it's worth noting that there are Bitcoin companies out there like Zion trying to decentralize social media and accomplish the very thing Saylor is referring to using Bitcoin and the Lightning Network. And we're sure there will be more discussions around those developments as the space grows. But until then, laser eyes over NFT avatars for Bitcoiners. For more headlines, head to bitcoinmagazine.com.